Inside a busy sawmill surrounded by stacks of freshly cut logs, the rhythmic sound of machines fills the air. The process of cutting and sectioning acacia wood begins early in the day, when sunlight filters through the open walls of the workshop and workers start preparing the logs for the saw. Each log has been carefully selected, straight, solid, and free from decay or insect marks. The wood, known for its light golden color and fine texture, is ideal for making boards, panels, and furniture frames once it has been cut into precise sections and evenly sized strips. The first stage is log segmentation. Workers roll each log toward the large band saw, where an experienced sawyer measures and marks the cutting points. The standard length for each piece depends on its intended purpose. Logs used for veneer or board making are typically cut into sections around 1.27 meters long, while those destined for thicker wood strips are cut slightly shorter, around 1 to 1.5 meters. The sawyer positions the log on the machine table, adjusting the clamps to hold it steady. Another worker stands opposite, ready to guide the log as the sharp, whirring blade begins its steady cut. The teamwork between them is crucial. One pushes, the other steadies, ensuring the line stays true and straight. Each pass of the saw produces a crisp sound and the smell of freshly cut wood fills the air. The surface of the log, once rough and uneven, now shows a smooth, bright face with visible grain lines. These cut sections are rolled onto a conveyor or wooden rack beside the saw, where they wait for the next phase, cutting into 4 cm thick slats. The slat cutting process requires precision and control. The sawyer switches to a vertical band saw or twin blade machine designed to cut along the grain. Before starting, he checks the blade tension, the guiding rails, and the blade sharpness. Any small error can cause uneven thickness or burn marks on the wood. A calibrated guide fence is set exactly 4 centimeters from the blade. Once the machine starts, the worker feeds each log section slowly, keeping both hands firm while another helper steadies the opposite end. The blade glides smoothly through the acacia, creating long, even strips that fall neatly onto the table below. Acacia wood is known for being easy to cut yet strong. When the saw blade moves through it, the resistance is consistent and the color of the fresh wood reveals a gentle golden hue with a light scent. Each strip that comes off the saw has to be checked immediately. Workers measure thickness using a ruler or caliper, ensuring every piece maintains the 4 cm standard. Strips that are cracked, warped, or slightly off in measurement are set aside to be trimmed later. Only the clean, straight pieces move forward to the stacking area. Safety is a constant concern inside the mill. Workers wear gloves, masks, and protective glasses. Fine sawdust floats in the air and collects on every surface, so regular cleaning and maintenance are essential. The saw's moving parts, wheels, bearings, and guide rails, are oiled frequently to prevent overheating. The sawyer, often wearing a short-sleeved shirt for flexibility, stands steady and focused. His concentration never breaks as he adjusts each log, monitors the blade's motion, and listens to the sound of the cut. For him, the hum of the machine is like music, steady, sharp, and demanding precision. When all the logs have been processed, the newly cut acacia slats are sorted into categories. Grade A pieces are straight, smooth, and uniform in color, perfect for furniture frames, panels, or decorative wood products. Grade B slats may have small knots or slightly irregular grain and are often used for pallets, flooring, or industrial applications. Grade C wood, which includes cracked or twisted pieces, is collected for biomass fuel, wood chips, or composite wood manufacturing. Nothing goes to waste. Every part of the wood is used in some form. The next step is drying. Acacia wood holds a significant amount of moisture, so it must be properly dried to prevent warping or cracking later. Workers stack the slats carefully with small spacers between each layer, allowing air to flow freely. These stacks are placed under a covered area, protected from direct sunlight but open to natural airflow. Depending on the weather, the air drying process lasts between 5 to 7 days. Once the initial moisture has evaporated, the wood is moved into a kiln for final drying. Inside the kiln, warm air circulates around the wood at 60 to 70 degrees Celsius for 36 to 48 hours. The goal is to reduce moisture content to around 10 to 12%, ensuring stability for later use. The drying process transforms the freshly cut acacia into a stable, durable material. The color deepens slightly, the surface hardens, and the smell becomes subtle and pleasant. Each piece is then inspected again for straightness and surface quality before being bundled and stored. The air in the drying area is thick with the scent of warm wood and steam, the smell of craftsmanship in progress. The life of a sawmill worker is filled with repetition, noise, and physical labor, yet it also carries a sense of quiet skill and pride. Every action, from guiding the log through the saw to stacking the finished slats, reflects years of experience and understanding of the material. The sawyer reads the grain of the wood like a language. He knows when to push harder, when to ease off, and how to keep the cut straight even when the grain twists. To the untrained eye, it looks mechanical, but to the craftsman, it's a form of artistry. As the day goes on, piles of freshly cut slats grow taller. Sunlight streams through the workshop, catching the fine dust floating in the air. The steady hum of machines continues, blending with the rhythmic motion of men at work. Every piece of wood on the floor represents not just raw material, but potential: a table, a frame, a piece of furniture that will someday find its way into homes or workshops around the world. Beyond the tangible results, this process holds an environmental value as well. Acacia wood, sourced from sustainable plantations, grows quickly and regenerates easily. By using this renewable resource efficiently, cutting it into slats, drying it, and reusing every byproduct, the sawmill minimizes waste and reduces pressure on natural forests. Even sawdust and offcuts are collected and pressed into fuel pellets or used for composite wood panels, turning what once was waste into valuable material. The precision of the 4-centimeter cut may seem like a small detail, but it defines the entire production line. Consistent thickness ensures smooth assembly in later stages such as planing, gluing, or jointing. For furniture makers and manufacturers, that accuracy saves time and cost. For the sawmill workers, it's a mark of quality, a sign that their skills and attention to detail make a difference. When the day ends, the machines are turned off and the workshop grows quiet. Workers sweep up the sawdust, oil the machines, and prepare for another day. The smell of wood lingers in the air, warm and familiar. The floor is scattered with curls of acacia shavings, each one a tiny fragment of the day's labor. In this place, where tradition meets machinery, the story of wood takes shape, from rough logs into precise, beautiful slats that will continue their journey elsewhere. Behind every cleanly cut piece of acacia wood lies the rhythm of teamwork, the skill of steady hands, and the silent pride of those who work with one of nature's oldest materials. It's not just about cutting wood, it's about shaping it with respect, precision, and care. And as the saw blades rest and the workers head home, the neatly stacked piles of 4-centimeter slats stand as quiet proof of a day well spent, ready for their next transformation in the endless cycle of craftsmanship.